What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, going to go over the trades we have taken today into the Discord, as well as the plan going into tomorrow when it comes to SPY, and just kind of a recap on some of the individual names that I went over in my last video. So, to start off on SPY, very obvious on what was going on today. So, 30-minute chart here on the 745 puts tells us the trend in the market. We're crossed here on the puts, so we have bearish trend. Pretty simple. So, you guys can see we ended up getting this fat bounce off the 50 today that ended up marking the bottom. So, once we pull back in this area right here, you could have been looking for shorts. I actually didn't take anything directly off of the 0DT charts today. So if we pull up these now, calls ended up crossing negative right here in the afternoon. And this would have been your short entry. Just taking a short off of the 50 dip is a little bit risky because if you're shorting futures, if you want to do options, you could have done that. But if you're playing futures, definitely wouldn't recommend just buying the 50 dip like that because your stop loss is going to be wide and it's a little bit harder to manage. So wait for the 0DT chart to go negative. We end up getting this negative cross right here, and look at this fat move we end up getting. Very nice negative cross. I was already done for the day once we got this set up, so I didn't end up taking this, but this was a valid trade you could have taken. 30-minute 50 dip on the puts, negative cross on calls pretty much confirms that we're bouncing, and yeah, that would have been the setup you could have taken today for the system. Other than that, really wasn't much more. I mean, if you look here, if we go to the let's see, what does the puts look like? So puts actually did end up nuking a bit here after that negative cross, so you could have taken alright, never mind. I mean, this 50, very, very weird cross, not gonna lie. And then the reclaim right here, way too extended. So they're really you wouldn't have been able to play this cross. Way too extended from the 50. 50 being very weird, sloping up, sloping down. Not a trade I would have taken there. The reclaim again, same thing. Or you could have bought this 50 dip if it was curling up or whenever it curled up. You could have went short, and that would have paid. That probably would have ended up happening either this candle or this candle. You could have just shorted once that 50 curled. I mean, you wouldn't even have to wait for the reclaim at that point because we're bouncing off of that 30-minute 50. So we could have played that. What I did today, a little bit different. Not really system related. It was pretty much just longing the after the 10 a.m. open here. So if we go here, go to the 1 minute here, I end up playing this 1 minute rejection block, and this is something that I've been doing. I don't really talk about it too much, but I have been talking about it a little bit inside the Discord. Pretty much a rejection block is just a long wick, and they give you really, really precise entries. And if you do take a loss on them, very, very small because you're entering at like a wick here. So I end up taking a long in the morning here after 10 a.m. I always mark out the 10 a.m. open. So that would be the right here, 10 a.m. open. This price up in here. This is a Heikin-Ashi candle, so let me actually change this because it's going to throw it off a bit. So if we do change this here, right here, 10 a.m. open. It's the open of this red candle right here. That's the 10 a.m. open because this is a red candle, so the open of that candle is right here, 10 a.m. And if you drag that across, what do we see here? I didn't take, this wasn't a trade I took, but 100% a valid trade. Look where we bottomed at after we broke above it, right here at the 10 a.m. Reason why there was nothing else really right here is, I mean, technically you could have played this 1 minute rejection block right here. That actually ended up working out for the 10 a.m. Formed a 1 minute rejection block, this red wick right here, and you guys can see this next 1 minute tapped right up into it. If you entered right at the wick, 94 to that's like a 30-point stop. I usually try and go a little bit less than that, so you can kind of wait for like the midpoint of this wick to get a better entry. So if you wanted, it would have been like around like 705 to 710, and then your stop loss would have been like 10 to 15 points, 15, 20 points. And yeah, they ended up giving a fat move lower there. But we got, I mean, I guess we got on the 1 minute, which very, very nice bottom tick right here. I mean, this literally ended up wicking at, what was it, 1029, I believe? Yeah, 1029. Perfectly off of that 10 a.m. open. I mean, that's really textbook play. But the play I ended up taking was 1 minute rejection block after 10 a.m. So it was actually this one right here. I actually waited a little bit. Once this candle started to bounce, not this one, I got in. So it was pretty much as soon as this candle started flipping green, I got in. Stop loss was at this low, and I pretty much immediately went break even after this candle ended up closing up here. So I practically had no risk on this, and this ripped instantly like 100 points just about. I ended up trimming like right around these highs, half, and then I got stop break even on the other half. So that was a trade I ended up taking. Very small drawdown. It's really hard to alert these because of how like quick you gotta be like reaction wise. But I did say I was gonna be looking for a long after 10 a.m. So I mean, you could just play the 1 minute rejection block after 10 a.m. or the 5 minute if we get one. We did actually tap into a 5 minute rejection block as well, so that was another confluence for that. What's called for that long that we ended up going with. So you can see this was the rejection block right here, I believe, and then we tapped in on 1 minute, got an entry, and we got paid. So that's what we ended up taking there on NQ. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for SPY tomorrow. Like I said, still bearish. I mean, futures are ripping after hours because of MU earnings, so we're going to see how we open up tomorrow. That'll kind of determine how we play this because, I mean, we're up so much after hours, we could possibly reverse, who knows, but pretty much if this 30-minute chart ends up losing the 50, crossing negative, then I'd be a lot more bullish than bearish because bears are going to lose the trend, really won't have much of a bearish bias at that point. So yeah, it really all depends on how we open. If that happens, look for a call across. If we end up, you know, only opening slightly green, look for a short because we'll probably be at that 30-minute 50 on the put side. So that's pretty much the game plan when it comes to SPY tomorrow and NQ. You can see we end up closing all the way up in here. Gap up tomorrow. We're going to be probably around this 50, depending on how much the gap up is. So yeah, that's the game plan for tomorrow when it comes to SPY. Individual names, RKT, man. As I told you guys, this was on the top of my watch list, and look what happened. I ended up adding this down here at, I'm getting an ad down at around $13, which was, or no, my bad. I ended up getting this the next day, I believe. So I ended up adding this yesterday at the open, a little bit more. Another half of my position, and look at this move all the way up to $15 first target. Next target would be $16, and that's where I'm going to be looking to sell the remainder that I have going. I'm out most. I only got runners, 130% on that swing. We hit 400% trades in a row. RKT, Hood, SMCI, Intel. Intel's up nice after hours. I'm still holding this full position, by the way. This could still greatly be a loser, but I really want this 150 node up in here. That's kind of my target on this at least. So until that happens, I'm not going to be taking profits on that. And yeah, AA, another setup I do like for a long. I'm in this one, and I'm in QRVO. QRVO, really nice daily candle here. If we close below 95, that's probably going to be my stop on this. So want that to hold. Target 115. That's like the largest level for the August expiration. So that's why I'm going to be looking to sell that once we get near that. Nokia, really nice daily chart. I've been talking about this. Very strong compared to the market. If we break out, I mean, this is setting up for a very clean breakout right here. Holding 1350 to 14, or we're holding 1350. Once we get above 14, this will rip to 15. So yeah, these other names I didn't really touch. Not much going on them. Poet ended up hitting these levels, which you could have entered a swing on. Roblox is another one that I'm in. Ideal target on this is going to be like $55, $60. But yeah, it was way out of the money. I think this is for like January expiration. So I have the 140 calls for January. These other names, TE never took an entry on this. Ended up breaking below $9, which isn't great. USAR, ideally this dips to like 20 to get an entry. USAS is another one. There was good flow for this. The biggest level is $6 that we're going to gravitate towards. So honestly, you could probably take this. And I mean, if we drop a little bit more to $4 would be your stop loss if we lose that, which I doubt we're gonna lose. I'd imagine we trade back up to $6. But yeah, I don't really have anything too crazy on the remainder. Nothing much new. I added, didn't really look too much. I just added USAS, and I think that was about it. So yeah, that's all I got. If you guys enjoyed, drop a sub, join the court if you want to learn. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.